Artis Impact. I've played Artis Impact for just over 8 hours, and for the first time I feel compelled to leave a Steam review before finishing game. To be brief, it's a bloomin' fantastic. How it's in such an unassuming indie as it gets, in fact completely made by one person, stands up posed to snatch my goatee from the queer obscure, yet here we go. I will keep it as brief, again, rarely don't like reviewing before the end my cast opinion changes. Artis Impact is clearly a labor of true love for a developer that understands what makes like games like Nier, Fantasy, and the Mistwalker games hit so hard. Yes, it's visually striking, with this one blend of detailed top-down, mostly pixel environments and blame, SQ cutscene stills. But it's the little zoomed-in animations, the little touches, that take the game down a direct path to your feels. Exquisite little cutaways that show protagonist Akane at their most adorable, goofy, soulful self as she interacts with the world. It's just marvelous, paired with a remarkably heartful soundtrack, a deeply interactive world, and an intriguing plot, and you can't help but be onto a winner. And all this before we start talking about the dialogue and the generally delightful humor. There are a few grammatical errors, a couple of typos, but given how much the text the game has, it's hardly surprising, and it's certainly not enough to detract from the humanity the writing evokes. It's touching, it's goofy, it's tense, and it's so funny. Seriously, Artis Impact feels like the kind of laughs you can have with a good friend who gets your weird and wacky self. You don't come across games like that very often. Now that I've addressed the goofballs, let me get on with the review. So, as you might have figured out already, this will not be your typical JRPG, and can say that with the confidence, having sunk many hours into the demo beforehand. So I got this full release with my head on straight and knew full well what I was getting myself into. If you had the chance to play the demo and loved it, the game is really just that expanded within the concept of the easy, casual pace it has. Sadly, the demo currently is no longer accessible at this time, but if it should become accessible again, I'd recommend giving it before buying this game. Artis Impact is a charming game that through and through, but it's somewhat niche, which means I will not be for everyone, which is why demo now with the current absence is a travesty. Anyway, Artis is a unique experience. It is a sense and a game that cares more about the telling its story and letting the world and the characters come alive for the player than it's about the RPG battles, etc. Artis Impact in the sense that wish some biotop might have had at one point in time playing an RPG where you love the story, the setting, the characters, and want to see it all play out, but all that good stuff kept getting dragged down by the gameplay that one way or another was keeping you from enjoying the heart and soul of the game. But it teaches grinding game mechanics and you just could not get good at enough to progress. Well, Artis Impact wants you to enjoy the story and work has no offer and doesn't make you claw progression scraps from it. This means an JRPG perspective, Artis Impact falls a bit short. Power leveling and resource farming are not absolutely mandatory of their humanity. Now I have to spend more time enjoying the story and not level and resource grinding for at least 10 hours just to make the next big plot battle not be a miserable experience. But it's still beneficial. As I mentioned earlier, you really need to go into this game and treating it more like a visual novel with some RPG elements than a full RPG, because it really is more on the former and less of the latter. If you go with your head on straight, you likely have the good time. If you go with fine ideas of what your game should enjoyment to it, and I can't wait to find out where things go. I can forgive what the game does badly because the environment, the story, and the little details dotted around all over the place which bring the game to life are things which most games didn't manage. It's an unpolished diamond, and while it remains to be seen with the future updates, If these issues will be fixed, I'm along for the journey regardless. Thank you guys for watching this review. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and set up the notifications to watch the new reviews. See ya. A lot of